Hi, everybody. You know, they say the eyes are the window to the soul. When the dough, our daily bread. Our Father, fat her, who he arts in heaven, heaved up. The shamayam is how you say it in the Hebrew. And how does a Jew brew their coffee? He brews it. I'm the creditor. In fact, you gotta separate fact from fiction. So they did a character assassination. Assets, sin, and the nation. And you have to overcome that. Any curse that's on your surname, last name, family, genitalious name. My biological father's family name, but he had, a middle name and a given name, a middle Christian name and a given name, and my mother too. So, Hall-o-wed. I want to be wed to righteousness and goodness, not lies and deceit, and get rid of a bad husbandry out of my life, and they are redacted. Be thy name, enemy, enemy, love thy enemy as thy love thyself. To thine own self be true. The enemy of our soul, is it that double clone fiction? See, that's why I did the copy claim, because I do not want to be suffering any more insurrections with a clone fiction. I am the fact, not a fiction, not a person, not a corporate fiction. I am a natural, born-given woman. So, thy kingdom, they have these domes where you can grow the food in them, and the sun comes in and they're octagon shaped. And we don't want to be a king dum-dum or a queen dum-dum and be made into a robot or a dum-dum, an AI dum-dum. No, thank you. And they took reincarnation out of the Bible. I'll tell you what, I sure don't want to come back to this place and go through this hell again. Car. They've done the insurrection with my car. When you register your property with the state, and I did not want to do that, and under duress it was forced on me, because I have family, relatives, and all is relative here that I love, but they have been laymen and don't understand the fiction that has been happening and going on in this world. So, thy kingdom, queendom come. The Creator said we would be kings and queens in heaven, and that He came to give us life that we would have more abundantly on earth as it is in heaven. So all lack and poverty does not come from our real Creator, who's benevolent, whose image that we were made in. So I really just don't want any wicked tyrants ruling over me who want to take everything from everybody and that are selfish. That's why I wrote my peace treaty, so that I could stop poverty and scarcity and all this fear. See, my ex said that he caused the 911 attacks and was going to cause nuclear war. And I told the people in Montgomery County, the cops and sheriffs and everything, that no one did anything about it. And, well, I'll tell you what, come to find out all the crookedness that goes on in the system. I claim justice, not just ice. So, thy will be done, it says in Our Father who art in heaven prayer. A will, when someone dies, they leave a will. And it was the will of our Heavenly Father and the one who paid for all debt and sin that we would have life happily and abundantly on earth, on this plane, this planet, wherever we are, this dimension, this reality. And we're to forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. That's forgiving the indebtedness of our relatives. Removing all generational curses from off of our bloodline and from ourselves. And it says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. So we have to overcome temptations that are evil. All of us have emotions and feelings and a heart, and we have been put through pain, sorrow, and suffering, and sometimes we get righteously angry about all the injustices in the world, and may say, think, or feel something in the wrong way. Enemy tempt us to have vengeful thoughts and righteous indignation towards that which is evil and unjust. And it's like, for instance, they have organizations that are supposed to protect women from domestic violence, because there are some men who are misogynist and psychopathic, and they hate women or they harm women, or this can happen with women toward men, and it needs to stop. We all have to respect each other and treat each other the way we want to be treated, and do unto others as we'd have done unto us. And it's sad what goes on in the world. And I have had to heal my heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit from the trauma that I have suffered, and the tragedies, and all the pain, and losing my son, the injustices in the system, the bank robbery, when they took the gold and the silver, they were supposed to bring the remedy of the credit for every greenback dollar bill. It belongs to the people, not to the commercial banks. And Ken Willer, he's a guy I listen to that lives in Kentucky. He does the videos, the Oreo hypothesis. He's a really smart guy when it comes to science and stuff. He exposed that Bank of America took the funds from 1,500 people. I discovered that Wells Fargo, Merrill Lynch, J.P. Morgan, there's many other of these banks that when someone gets put in prison or jail, they make a bond and they get 300 to 400% on that bond. I wonder how much money they made off of me. And because of all of my actions as a whistleblower, and I have whistleblower protection rights, I have been attacked, and my relatives have been attacked, and it's seriously wrong. The king and the queen is within, and we are all sons and daughters. And the master is within. And that's why the Creator said, I don't like to use some of the names they have in the Bible because I traced it. Jesus goes back to Isis, Horus, Osiris, Set. These were all Egyptian gods. And I don't like to use the word God because I found that it was an acronym for Government Ordinance Department, and govern means control, ment means mind. No one controls my mind. I'm self-governed and self-controlled. I know right from wrong, and I've learned from my mistakes. I have not been perfect in life. My biggest mistakes was falling in love with the wrong men who really didn't love me and who betrayed me in the worst way possible, in the worst ways possible. And I hope and pray that they're convicted of their sins against me, because I was a good woman and I didn't deserve to be lied to, cheated on, hurt and hit in any way, or my second husband sexually abused my daughter and caused me all this pain and sorrow and suffering. And I can forgive, but I don't forget. I don't want anybody to go to hell, Gehinnom, Sheol, really, except I do believe that people need to learn from their mistakes and grow, and if they have to suffer the consequence of some kind of situation like that to straighten them out, to rehabilitate them, or get the counsel and help they need to change them, because these psychopaths and narcissists and selfish, evil, wicked people that have been harming other people who are innocent or kind or loving or good-hearted, it needs to stop. I don't go for that. I don't go for what's going on with any kind of abuse. As a victim of abuse myself, I cannot stand the thought of a child or a woman or a man, anyone being abused, and I have been seriously abused and harmed, and I know what it feels like. And with righteous indignation and anger about it, you sometimes do feel like you want those who harmed you to as the scriptures say, you reap what you sow. Stand back and watch the reward of the wicked. There's a party that feels, well, they need to suffer the consequences for the evil, sinful, wicked things that they did. Because knowing what I know, we have to judge ourselves, and you can't really judge someone unless you've walked in their shoes and have suffered the abuse they've went through in their life, or maybe their upbringing, if they grew up in a home with domestic violence, or maybe they were sexually abused themselves. as a child. A lot of people have issues because of these things. So there needs to be more unconditional love and forgiveness. So I hope my story will help the world to do that. Thank you and have a good one.